Alright, I'm going to take this on one more time, and if you continue to say the things you've been saying, I'm going to assume that you're trolling. Let me ask you something. Do you know what programming language Microsoft PowerPoint was written in? No? Then let me ask you this. Do you know what that program language was interpreted to? Do you know what voltages were lifted high and low to interpret that code inside the processor? Do you know what the circuitry inside that processor was doing? Do you know what the capacitance of the processor's gates were? Do you know what materials in the power unit were used to reach the exact level of voltage needed to make your computer operate? Do you know what materials were used to make the voltage coming down the power wires to your house safe? All of this is necessary to make Microsoft PowerPoint code work. However, the reason why these things work are fundamental physical processes of the universe. The way electricity flows and the materials it flows through are fundamental properties of the materials of our world. They are particle physics. And that's what's going on in a computer, particle physics. We use those fundamental properties for other things. Like, we have created a system of circuits that can raise and lower voltages, that can abstract numbers that we can use for calculation. But all that's happening is just physical particles trying to get to their lowest energy state. And we see that happen in the wild. We see capacitance and resistance happen in the wild. Now, what does this have to do with evolution? It's the same thing. It is all just particles trying to reach their lowest energy state. It's just that as these particles attempt to reach their lowest energy state, they eventually become cyclical. They create more of themselves. And again, we can see that in a lab. This is a picture of one of our molecular machines taken by electron microscopy. All of these molecules can only fit through each other in a certain way. Shoutouts to UNC School of Medicine at Columbia University. This experiment was really cool, by the way. You should look it up. Anyway, it's big and complex and it's jumbled because all the evolutions to this have basically been random over the years. But here's a much simpler molecular machine. The little feet on this dude who's walking, those are two different chemicals. And they react with the little pegs on this tube to push the guy forward. That's what it is. The chemicals don't know how to do anything. I said that in my first video. They just react with other chemicals to create a result. And chemical reactions are just atoms attempting to reach their lowest energy state. That's how they know how to react. So hopefully this cleared things up, but if you keep going on about how do cells know how to evolve, or how do chemicals know how to react, again, I'm going to assume you're trolling. And more to the point, if you actually are here to learn, I suggest you start being more respectful with your tone in the comments. You're saying some pretty inflammatory things and laughing at a lot of people. If you continue that behavior, you're going to get blocked.